Just before this video starts, I just want to make an announcement. I have a Patreon now, and it'd be great if you guys could donate to it. If you want to see my content improve over time, I need to be able to buy video games or movies to make videos on, and I can buy better equipment. And also having money means that I'm actually putting time into something and getting something out of it, because I don't want to just make videos and then just be a homeless guy on the side of the street because I didn't focus on something a little more important. But if you are interested, there's a link in the description where you can check out my Patreon. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Hi, it's TeleBlue, and let's skip the intro because you should clearly know what the video is about from the title. Let's get into old Minecraft adventure maps I made as a kid, part 2. Okay, so let's start with this map. That's not exactly an adventure map, it's more like a challenge, and you need 2 players to actually play it. Basically, the goal is to run around a map as lava slowly drips onto it and sets it on fire. Honestly, looking back on it, I kinda like this maze-like design, how it has multiple levels and neat little gimmicks. Thing is, the map is way too small. The map has 2 buildings and each player starts off in a separate building from one another. One player starts in this wooden tower type building while the other starts in a treehouse. The treehouse has the most effort put into it since I intended for it to be the focus of the map. I have no idea why I added a simple wooden tower next to it though. Maybe because I thought the treehouse on its own was too small. But even then, the tower is mostly a spiral staircase, so it doesn't really expand on the map much. And for some reason, there's an iron room in there, which means you won't be killed by the lava or fire. Why did I even put that there? Oh god! There's also this parkour segment in the treehouse that leads up, which in concept is a nice idea, but considering up is where the lava is, I don't know why anyone would actually use it. But it would be a really nice gimmick if it led you to a safer location. That's pretty much it for this map. Okay, so to the next map, Creeper Isolation. This map is totally not inspired by Alien Isolation. It was actually inspired by Alien A Crafter's Isolation, which was a Minecraft adventure map inspired by Alien Isolation. Of course, I added a little Minecraft twist. Instead of aliens, we'd have creepers. Now, let's read the rules. All of them seem pretty standard, but I don't know why I have to have such a small render distance though. There's also a little story here. So we've signed up for the Space Academy and it took forever to be accepted. I wonder why it took forever. I'm so glad I incorporated an element of mystery to this map. Once we enter the spaceship, we get assigned our first mission, to go to Space Station 146, and I see why I wanted 3 chunks now. I can't see the ground, so it does kinda look like we're in space, although it's weirdly lacking stars since my render distance is so low. Also, these chairs are lifted up for some reason. Imagine being the unlucky guy to sit on those and suffocating the wall once the ship arrives. We then take a minecart to enter the actual space station, and so much for the 3 chunks making it feel like we're in space. We also notice the space station is eerily dark and empty, void of life. Once we walk through the airlock, we see the doors open on their own and something moving through them. Also, jeez, it's dark! Let me turn the brightness up. Oh, and look, there's a creeper. He has a cake with him, how cute. Oh no, he's coming for me. Just kidding, I didn't die. There's also not going to be a surprise creeper jumping out and exploding either. At the end of the day, this map isn't very challenging. Like, literally, being blown up would be the easiest option since you'd eventually run out of creepers to blow you up. Anyways, we get to jump down a garbage chute full of creepers and simply just run past them. After some super basic parkour, we make it to this weird soul sand area, and get reminded that this is all an adventure map with all the redstone sticking out. And also, it seems like the soul sand is weakening the creepers' explosions, so they're pretty much harmless. But that didn't stop me from murdering one of them. So from here we need to actually go up to where the redstone is, but the passage is way too small to fit through. So you have to find a button to open it up. Double, but you can just throw an item onto it. Anyways, I don't remember this part. There's a Creeper King? Oh shoot, I stepped on the pressure plate again, so all the text is coming up a second time. Let me just take my time to read this. Who dares to enter the hive of the Creeper King? Never mind, listen to me. Never tell a soul about us or you will die. And Commander says, where the heck are you? This was the wrong space station. Not another explosion! So there are 2 endings to the game. The good and bad ending. I died, so I got the bad ending, and the last chapter book taunted me for it, but if you're able to read the text in time and run over to the escape pod, you figure out that the whole situation was caused by your dyslexia. You went to the wrong space station. You see the foreshadowing there? Batman Arkham Attack, the highly anticipated sequel to Batman Arkham Knight. Scarecrow even returns as the main villain. This was my first and only attempt at an open world adventure map. You could walk over to anywhere in Gotham City, but most buildings would be locked, so you would have to follow the story to be able to access them. I also threw in a bunch of netherrack and set them on fire to represent the destroyed Wayne Manor from the end of Batman Arkham Knight. Man, this game takes place 8 years after Arkham Knight and the fire still hasn't gone out. But anyways, we break through some glass and save Jim Gordon from a horde of zombies, which is super easy since all the zombies are targeting Jim. Jim tells us that Robin and Nightwing are freaking dead, but Lucius Fox has been captured, so we set off to rescue him. Because this map tried to be open world, a lot of redstone also ended up being exposed, especially at Wayne Tower where I just got tired of building the actual building, so I just threw the redstone on the floor right here. I designed the map so Wayne Tower is attacked, to stop you from progressing, which I kinda liked about this specifically. Since this is kinda Batman's home turf, it hits you in the heart a lot more. Here we see more redstone on the floor, but that kinda makes more sense since this was supposed to be a trap, although I guess it's a pretty bad trap since you can see it, but at the same time there was no other way to progress. You had to activate the trap to continue. But then the trap gets Lucius pushed off the building. Then Batman finds a riddle. Let me just read it out. Alright Batman, meet us at the building of fact and fiction. The place we hide is open at day, but never at night. So basically, in Gotham, the fiction section of the library is closed at night. Since it's not important, fact is more important, which is literally the reason why I did it. That was the canon reason. When you walk in, you see the library has a pile of rubble blocking off the fiction section, but that was just to conceal the redstone. Penguin reveals that he killed the Riddler and asks if Batman was expecting Two-Face, even though we had to solve a riddle to find him, so I'd personally be expecting Riddler in my honest opinion. But anyways, we drop some sand on Penguin to scare him into giving Two-Face's location. We do some classic Batman rooftop parkour and interrogate Two-Face to learn that Scarecrow is in Arkham Prison. Once you enter Arkham Asylum, why did I say asylum in the script? It's prison. Once you enter Arkham Prison, a redstone clock continuously sets your spawn point, so if you die, your spawn point is set while you're dead, and that glitches out the spawn point and you get sent back to the world spawn. I have no idea how I missed that glitch when I originally made the map. To actually defeat Scarecrow, you have to push this button that ends up shooting a cow with a fire charge. When the cow dies, it releases a pressure plate, which activates the ending. I have no idea why pushing the button didn't just activate the ending directly. Batman decides to stay to protect Gotham after Robin and Nightwing's death, and we also learn that the GCPD found Lucius in a cave, and if you actually go to the place where he got pushed off, you can find a pool of water that pushes them down into the cave. But yeah, that's it for all the adventure maps I made. I think there's this one adventure map called the Shrink Ray Adventure Map or something. It's where you get shrunken down and you have to find a way to make yourself grow. But I never finished that. I didn't even get to the halfway point, so that'll never see the light of day. So yeah, we're done. That's all my adventure maps. It's not like there's this one franchise I love so much that I'd make enough adventure maps for them to fill an entire video on.